Okay, this is my final vlog from Rasdhoo, and I've invited a special guest and friend. This is far from my favorite animal because no such animal claims my heart that way, but this is an oldie. Maybe this is the first animal that inspired my obsessive compulsive love of being in wild nature with them. In any case, if I seem a little wackadoodle, that's because I am one, but also I have just completed 13 dives over 17 days, 17 over 6, 5 days rest, and 15 over 5. We have multiple days of 3 dives a day, back to back to back. The new game changer for me is nitrox. For the first batch of dives, it's mostly nitrox 28, and last batch is nitrox 32. I think nitrox has been a game changer in my diving adventures because I feel strong, healthy diving this way multiple dives, whereas on air last year in Hawaii, Okinawa, and Sipidan, I just felt off in some way. Off how? No clue. But nitrox has been a good add to my dive toolkit. Okay. I'm about to catch the slow ferry, cheap ferry, back to Male and decide exactly what I want to do from there. I still have a couple days in the Maldives, and here's the question. Do I immerse in Shark Tank, the controversial dive site in Hulumale? The dive site is one that attracts a large variety of shark species, from hammerheads to guitar. The reason why such a varied and large number of sharks are congregating and amalgamating at that dive site is because for decades, fisher people have thrown their leftover fish carcasses in the water. That's a practical, cultural process of theirs. The sharks have been there. Recently, dive operators have realized that they can earn money on this, so they do. And they now feed those carcasses instead of fisher people. Well, then here's the dilemma. Is that something I want to participate in? To be fair, I've always joked that I'm allowed at least one problematic interaction with each species of animal, which gives me a large out. But I'll admit that I'm having trouble contextualizing what I want to do because I've been fortunate enough to encounter sharks in the wild by luck without any baiting or chumming. Using baiting or chumming seems like a cheap shortcut. Now, I'm all for cheap shortcuts if that's the only way to do it, but something about it still the debate rages in my head. I have a couple of days to decide, and I have, in true ENTP fashion, argued both with equal ferocity. I am a Myers-Briggs personality type of ENTP, which, if anybody knows, should surprise absolutely no one. I've gone back and forth, to and fro, and the answer is still, who knows? These creatures are deserving of this planet as well, alongside us. And we've already done our bestest to absolutely destroy for both them and us as humans. So I feel minimizing human impact on the animals would be the goal, but how does this Shark Tank experience fall on either side? All right, I'm still thinking and harassing this turtle. All right. I mean, it's been such a wondrous series of dives. I've almost single-handedly done as many dives, 33 in these 17 days, as I've done in my entire scuba dive adventure career, 38 before these. Wait, 32, 30. Oh, geez. Yep, I ox-toxed, obviously. My math is off. Bad Asian. I'm actually 32. 32 because the grand total now is 70. Shit, dude. All right, that's when you know I've been having too much fun. Here happens to be a map of Rasdhoo Island. The island is relatively small. You can really cover it from circumnavigating north, south, east, west in 15 minutes if you wanted to. I really think scubaing is the draw of Rasdhoo. I have encountered people who somehow thought Bikini Beach over here was worthy. And I mean, it's worthy of 5 minutes, but a whole fucking 6 days? That's a lot. So here I'm revealing my go self again. I really would like to be the type of person who can just lounge and relax, but I'm a Canadian Asian, which means, at least for me, I like the cold. I try to avoid direct sunlight for long periods of time because sun damage is real. When people comment that Asians, me being one of them, can easily look a decade or more younger than they actually are, part of it is healthy prioritization of nutrition, sunlight, and the like. I am an Asian renegade in a sense. A renegade. Yeah. A renegade. I am a renegade in the sense that I actually do like being in sunlight a lot, but I will protect myself against the worst of it. If you've encountered me before, that can include comically large wide brim hats, umbrellas, and face coverings. And I think that, I'm going way over. because in typical me fashion, I'm just going this way, that way, and the like. I do have to pack my one personal bag, which should only take me very little time, and then done with Rasdhoo. So there's no real rush. I can continue talking. Okay. Continue talking. All right. Trying to find myself a good position because I'm actually sitting on a hardwood desk, and part of me wants to do the full yogi position, right? Which actually then I'm gonna do, okay? Because it's comfy for me, so I can go. Yeah. Hi. I've noticed in vlogging myself that I have become obsessive about the numbers. So I like to now vlog in round 5 minute chunks. It's like 5, 10, 15, and I'm all here for it. So I got a couple of minutes left, and I'll be getting on my way in a bit. I really should get going. So maybe I should cap off with what was my favorite animal. Or should I? I mean, that's the thing. If I call them out, then they'll hear me and feel jealous of each other. So, okay, I'm going to think about it. Or should I? Okay, this has been the season of mantas, and they have followed me all the way from Okinawa to here in the Maldives. I shared a manta experience with a close confidant of mine, and that was wondrous because I always like sharing these experiences when I can. I think I am so privileged, fortunate to be able to live the life I live, and I want those around me to be able to experience as much as I do. And part of it would be taking the lead on curating these experiences for people. Now, obviously, I curate them according to my own interests more so than anyone else's, but I think the look of excitement, joy on people's faces when they encounter an animal in its natural environment that's completely different to them is something that I'll always delight in and cherish. Of course, there are extremely few number of people that I'm willing to do this for because a lot of work on my part, admittedly. But when it happens, it is pure magic. So this has been Manta Madness because I have encountered both reef and oceanic mantas now in the Maldives. So I guess, I mean, am I admitting without admitting? We'll leave people to read between the lines. Also, we saw many of these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I think, there we go. I've somehow dragged the vlog on to a full 15 minutes. I think we're good to go now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right.